yeah!
We're back, season 2.
Oh, yeah!
Season 2 of Cowboy Bebop.
What you been bringing in? What you been bringing into this, Abe? You been hunting people?
So I've been excited all day for this.
Me too.
That's right. See you, space. Podboys is what you're listening to. We didn't say it last time, which was our two-parter, and now we're on to episode 14, Bohemian Rapsody. I'm Abe Epperson.
I'm Adam Ganser. Yeah.
And we are your boys, the titular Podboys.
Yeah.
As we walk our way, really saunter our way, because I like to think of you as sexy, and I definitely think I'm sexy.
Thank you.
Saunter our way through the chronology, the themes, the motifs, the execution, and all under the sun about Cowboy Bebop. That's right. You're in the right place.
You sure are.
Cool.
Abe, wouldn't you love the idea of us coming back to our podcast, bringing in whatever we caught between podcasts these guys do?
Yeah.
Like, even if it was like fish or something, or like, hey, I caught, we're just presenting it like show and tell.
I caught the desert mouse from Dune. I went to a different planet.
I caught many bananas from Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, when he eats the bananas, he's having such a good time.
Dude,
like,
that's the wholesome attitude that you only get with Nintendo.
Yeah,
I fucking love it.
He's so
like,
fucking happy eating a banana. Like,
donkey hungry.
Yeah.
For banana.
I love that he doesn't talk, and it's very funny to me. Like, just the way his sounds, they're very funny.
I think they need to make him talk. I want to hear it talk.
So,
like
brief tangent. So, the movie, like the Mario movie that he appears in, the redesign is based on this game. So, like, this game came first, apparently, and I'm wondering if there's going to be transferring between them so that Donkey Kong does eventually have a voice. I don't know.
It's going to be weird. It's
going to
be like,
weird. Real
it's like seeing a grown man naked in daylight. Like, just something feels wrong.
Put that under the light.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, the lighting is weird. Because, like, a man can look beautiful for sure.
Sure.
I
mean,
the
dark where your eyes are
everyone
closed.
has their own tastes, right?
Yeah,
but, like, there's a lighting, and it's like, ooh, that's a sexy figure.
Yeah.
But, like, daylight, just like, hands up.
Yeah.
A scowl on his face.
What, am I under arrest? I should be.
Yeah. You see all the moles. There's hair coming out of them. And it's just like, why? Put it away. I don't need 5,500 Kelvin light color on that. Anyway, that's a weird thing to reveal in a podcast.
You don't need it.
I wonder if I should talk to my therapist. Not
Maybe.
Right now.
Woo!
So for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to give you a synopsis. Abe is the one who's going to do it because you did it last time.
Great.
It's a segment called What Planet Is This? Bohemian Rapsody.
Yeah. Probably the most recognizable song lift in all their titles, right? Yeah.
It's. I don't want to make a podcast where we just talk about it, how one of the best songs in the world is the best song in the world.
For sure.
But yes, definitely recognizable. And I would say that this episode it's near and dear to my heart. There's a lot of good stuff in it. One of which is how we start this. The first shots is a quick montage. And the question should be in your head, how do Bebop do? Which is 1, Spike just punches a guy.
Right.
2, Faye inserts some kind of tranquilizer into a man's neck, looks like a lipstick tube.
Yeah, that
sexy.
Was fucked up. I'm like, ooh, ooh.
And then 3, and I love this as a metaphorical image of Jet's character, which we'll talk about more in this episode because there's a lot of this kind of stuff going on.
I'm excited.
Jet fires a net at a bunch of dudes slowly ascending an escalator. They can't get out of his net.
He gets all of them with the one net.
With one net. So all 3 of them are signposting, is I guess what the term is, who they are.
Yeah.
And you did it and boom, boom, boom. Watanabe, you genius.
Also, Jet's never looked happier ever than when he launches that net. I gotcha. Yeah.
So basically what the montage is that they captured a bunch of thugs. Apparently there's a bounty out for the Astral Gate Corporation, which is how time travel works or not time travel, how space travel works in the world of Bebop. So apparently there is a bounty on someone who's been hijacking and attacking all these rings for the gate to work. Basically the highway. Think of it as like a toll booth. So all these toll booths exist in the solar system, and whenever a car goes by, they're stealing a bunch of money as a scam, and they're trying to figure out who's doing this. But they're catching just the thugs, not the mastermind. So the crew returns to Bebop after they've captured Nonsense. They're not getting any money from this because they don't have the ringleader.
They find out from Big Shot. They find out, like, everyone finds everything out from this Big Shot show.
From Big Shot, yeah. It's a huge exposition episode, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
So all three of them are like, I got nothing. And they're like, does anyone have a clue? And they all pull out identical chess pieces. So we do have some kind of either red herring or they have a clue, but it doesn't mean anything. To which Ed is like, oh, also they're complaining. I love this because like Faye's like, we should all just do it separate because Faye's all about number one.
Right.
But then the second that anyone struggles, they're like, let's do this as a team.
Yeah.
Teamwork really just feels better, doesn't it?
It makes the dream work, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Ed basically grabs one of the chess pieces and he's just like, I'm going to put this on, I'm going to use computers. So all four of them now have used their superpowers. And to no avail yet. We get a scene with the Gate Corporation basically is being like all these people are complaining and they're like, I got 12 million Wulongs stolen or something like that. Just taking these people's bank accounts, highway robbery, literally. And so they're going to up the bounty is basically the scene what we get. And so they go to work and they figure out all like Jet kind of gives us the answer out of their stalemate, and he's like, all 20 hijacks were done in the same way, and Spike's like, and the thing that they're using means that someone's probably worked at the Gate Company because it's all identical. So they're like piecing it together, but but Faye explains that the hijackers that she caught were basically, there's a manual just put out, like this guy's a ghost. Like they puts up a website that says you can get rich if you just do this work for me.
It looks like a flyer.
Yeah, it looks like a flyer.
These are the dumbest criminals of all time.
Yeah, which is great. Just because Bebop before internet didn't know what it looked like. Right. I guess you would print the internet out or something. Right. But she's like, yeah, so these people are idiots. But an Ed who's been overhearing is like, give me that chess piece. I know what it is. You put it on a chess board and it connects you to a specific player, and that player you play chess with. So it's just like a chat room or whatever.
This is a pretty classic Deus Ed Machina, right? Like, there's a few of them in the show. This is one of them.
Because as we learn, there's this shadowy figure who will be named later as Chessmaster Hex, is the owner of these chess pieces. And Ed's like, also, I don't think it relates to any of this. I'm just going to play this guy in chess. Right. And everyone's like, great.
Sounds good.
Go to town.
Yeah,
Ed.
It is fun. Wednesday. Feel free to eat our food, by the way.
And then Jet has a great idea of, since this is all planned, and like I'm getting like the police spidey sense that there's blackmail involved, and I think the Gate Corporation knows more than they're leading on. So he goes to talk to the CEO. There he meets one of his old friends, John, who's also doing the same thing, I think. Yeah. Trying to investigate the Gate Corporation, the bounty people themselves. And what we learn is Jonathan, probably knowing that Jet is good at his job, starts to stick around and hover so he can learn what Jet's up to.
Just the vibe of that initially seems like something nefarious is going down. Mm-hmm. That's not where we end up, but it's kind of the way the show misleads us a bit. Like it's a misdirect. Great. Yeah.
Yeah. And we get this cool little thing where Jet's like lights up a cigarette and they're like, don't smoke in here. And he's like, oh, my bad. And he like puts it up. Who me? But it turns out that in the cigarette, he had
a mic.
He had a microphone because his conversation with the CEO basically goes like this. Hey, man, I think that you're not telling us everything. And the CEO is just like, I'm not going to tell you shit. Get out of here and bounty hunt. That's what you should do.
You better not think anymore.
But Jet got him. So he starts listening while he's waiting for his also world building. Like they have car parks and the ships like are led by this like conveyor belt system. So he's sitting there listening, but like just what's happening? Like think about that kind of shit when you're making.
Well, so that exists in boat yards.
It does.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's kind of cool is it looks like
exists for cars
marina.
Too.
You know, like
it's just cool.
It is very
it's just
cool.
world building. That's all.
It is.
In any case, he overhears that a single name. He's like, we know who this is. And from the chess pieces, this has got to be the guy who worked for the corporation 50 years ago. And he set it up that he was like made like a lot of the tech that makes the warps work, but
he seems like the guy who made this travel possible. That guy.
But apparently he was very vocal and about how there was flaws in the system,
right?
And it's all leading to tragedy, which the Gate Corporation, being a greedy corporation, was ultimately like, shut the hell up. We're gonna just go with it because we're gonna make money now. And so he vows to like, all right, you guys are going to reap what you sow, and then he disappears for 50 years. And that's what we kind of learn after the initial kind of research on this chessmaster Hex guy. Meanwhile, Ed is just continuously playing the guy that they're looking for.
They're having so much fun, by the way. Like Ed and Grandmaster Hex are just like thrilled.
Oh yeah, we're having it's also we learn that Ed's good at chess.
Ed's, of course.
Because if this guy's a chess master, at one point the chess master is like, either this guy's an idiot or he is a genius. I love this guy. But I mean, we knew that Ed is smart as hell. Of course. We haven't seen Ein in a while. It's just me.
Ein was in this episode very briefly.
Very briefly, but I guess he's a dog. He doesn't have much to do.
He's not quite as much of a character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Faye is trying to get Ed's attention, but she is not having it. She's like, I'm playing this game, motherfucker.
Leave me alone.
Even hisses and growls.
Love that.
As you do.
Yeah.
Tries to grab, because like Faye like tries to grab the board and is like, all right, you can stop playing now. He's like, like a little Golem after the ring.
Get the fuck away.
Or Bilbo.
Yeah. That's my all-time favorite sound effect. Anyway,
so they find out they find through the e-chess game. They're like, okay, let's look at these chess pieces, and they find out that there's actually a way to track a location, and it's in this large junkyard derelict in the middle of nowhere. He's like, that's where this game is being played. So let's go there. Maybe
made of discarded gate parts, by the way.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
he's living in the graveyard of the thing that he doesn't support.
It's like, what if I made a poem and lived there? You know, like, anyway.
And so Spike and Faye suit up and, to inspect the wreckage, and they realize people are living in here. There's oxygen. So they start walking around the derelict ships, some of which are functional. And there's a society essentially of vagrants, unhoused
stoner
folks, stoner hippies. It's a whole hodgepodge of people who are like, free love, baby, and people who are just like completely depressed. So it's one of those things. And we also have a reveal that John from earlier, who is Jet's friend, has been kind of tailing them. So once again, it's probably because Jet knows what he's doing. And so he's like, my best chance at fighting this guy is probably just to follow Jet. And he does. So they track the signal even further, and they find Hex's room, the little, basically the IP address.
His living quarters, where he lives with his macaw parrot.
And they blast their way into Hex's room, and they confront him, and they point a gun at his head. Just then John bursts in, also points a grenade launcher at Hex, and demands, I lost so much money because of this, all your hijinks. Turns out Chessmaster Hex is old as fuck, and he's senile.
Yes.
And it's revealed by did you see, so we have the chorus, the three old men.
Yeah,
they hop down.
They show up, great.
Like Batman. They jump down,
drift
and they're like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Completely unaware that this old man has 3 guns at his head, and they're just like, how you doing, Hex? Did you have lunch? And just absolutely blind to what's going on. And they realize, oh, this guy's completely lost it. He's no use to anyone. He's not the mastermind.
Right.
Which gives Jonathan, who's lost everything because of this shit, he is entirely inconsolable.
Yeah,
he
blows up,
screaming,
literally,
and he just fires wildly until Spike just punches him out. But he's gone nuts, and they realize, oh, okay, so nothing happened. We once again didn't solve the case.
Yeah, well, we solved it, but without being able to monetize it.
Right,
that's
and
the
they
key
return
ingredient.
to Bebop. And they're like, he's not dangerous. There's nothing to do here. We could turn him in, but what's the point at this point? Which is shows kind of the kindness of Faye and the others in Bebop. They need money all the time, but they won't do something that they inherently know is wrong.
Yeah, they don't blackmail this corporation for their knowledge. That was very surprising, I thought.
Well, Jet does talk to the CEO,
Yes.
and he has him by the balls because
Yes.
he's basically like, hey man, I can go public with this shit, and
Yes.
you guys are gonna feel it. And they're like, before they even offer him to buy him out or anything like that, it's almost inexplicable. Jet makes a unilateral decision. He's like, Ed needs a chess partner, man.
Yeah, we love
So,
Ed. Yeah.
We love Ed, and she would fucking lose it if she lost her partner, because she's been playing for like
A week, it
weeks
says. Yeah.
or something like that at this point. So he promises that he's not going to go public with this stuff, because he's just a senile old man. But they figure what happened is that as soon as he got fired by the corporation for being like an attempted whistleblower, he concocted this thing on like a dead man's switch, essentially,
Right.
which is in 50 years, I'm going to use this exploit and cripple the corporation.
Yeah.
And so he just forgot about it after he got old. 50 years is a long time, as Jet says. And then we cut back, and John has been, he's now one of the
He's a stoner hippie.
unhoused folks.
Yeah, he's a stoner hippie.
And he's just like, I guess because he's insane.
He seems happy now, though.
But he's smoking, and he's accepting the lifestyle, and he's now friends with the three old men. Their names are Antonio, Carlos, and Jobim. That's right.
How do we learn that? From the credits?
No, from the wiki.
No, but I mean, like,
I don't think.
how do they learn it? Like,
I think it might be credits.
Okay,
it might be credits.
Okay, great.
It's because it's very well known. Or it's in the book and everything that I'm reading. Last thing, Ed is still playing the game with Hex, and it looks like Hex, he just closes his eyes.
I was like, did he die?
Like, did he just die?
Yeah,
He's also got a parrot. Maybe he's vicious. Maybe the bird's like, Rook to E4.
Give me the blood. Give me the blood eye.
You gotta take him. No, but it's like he closes his eyes, and I think it means that he's got like bliss. Like it's supposed to be a happy moment. But the fact that he's senile and old as hell, and he beats Ed, it does have this. And the song, it's Waltz for ZZ, which is one of the top tracks.
One of their favorites.
And yeah, and he's old. It's like all of that ending to me. It's like Jet was like Ed needs a guy he can play chess with. That guy's gonna die in 6 months.
Any second.
It's just really bittersweet, but it's a tender moment where Ed's like, "Oh, I have a buddy
I lost
line
who beats me at chess." She gets very Bilbo with the ring about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to credits.
And then they cut to credits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well
told.
Yep. Well
Thank
told,
you.
Abe. Should we push this guy?
Let's go to our next segment where we discuss a particular. We each have decided there's a section or an aspect of the execution in this episode that we're all like, hey, I like it and I want to talk about it on a microphone. It's called Pushing the Sky.
Oh boy, this episode has some very cool filmmaking in it. Believe it or not, there were actually 2 whole topics, but I'm going to concentrate on one. The other topic, for everybody's eye, is this episode has the most upside down shots. And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And I
the
was
door
like,
opening revealing
so
Spike
many.
is a great one.
There's so many. There's like it's great. Anyway. Okay, this segment I'm calling Meaningful Foregrounding. Meaningful foregrounding. And what I mean by that is this is an episode that chooses to use things in the foreground and background of the story to tell us what's really going on. Now, typically when a filmmaker does that, it's because this is a story where what's happening isn't clear. And so the director wants to accomplish a kind of subterfuge by putting the answers to those things in the foreground, background. We talked about that a little bit.
Usually out of focus,
yes.
too.
Well, because there's a depth of field issue. We talked about that a little bit on a director piece years ago, so I don't remember which one. But this director employs that tactic, and here's my theory on why. So the astral gates are actually a really key piece of world building background that explain many of the different conditions of the universe. One of the most important ones is it was an astral gate explosion, maybe because of this flaw explained in this episode, that destroyed the Earth and made the Earth uninhabitable.
It blew up the moon,
Yes.
which made the Earth uninhabitable.
Right. So
and decided that we had to adjust. We had to heal and move to other planets.
correct.
I love it.
So the thing that's being talked about here is actually would be the foreground thing in a movie. If you're making a movie about this world, that story would be what the movie was about because it's the most important one.
It alters humanity in a fundamental way.
And yet that's not it's not an important story in Cowboy Bebop. It's just the background that it makes the world the way that it is. And so this is one of those cases where the background of Cowboy Bebop is actually being brought forward. And that's why all the storytelling in the episode is using this technique, right? So just a couple examples of this technique. When we see Edward for the first time, the way we see Edward is planted in the center of frame, right? And all the other people in the episode pass in front and behind her, meaning they're not seeing her, even though it's Edward that's actually closest to solving the case the whole time. Right? They're not really seeing.
It's right in front of you is what Watanabe is trying to say.
Correct. And we keep Edward primarily in the foreground or background the whole episode, including when Edward gets electrocuted, when Edward keeps playing the game, when Edward, loses the game, she falls into the foreground. This happens over and over and over, implying, again, Edward's the one that's connected to what this story is really about, right? Another really key moment is they have an overhead shot through a fan, which is a noir staple. This show loves it. But they have this cool moment where the fan actually breaks and they all look up at it. And the reason that happens, again, is because the thing supporting their universe is broken. That's what this episode's about.
And it also hints at they're poor and they need to resolve this. So it's a tension builder as well.
It has an immediate plot implication and it has a metaphorical plot implication.
It's crazy because I totally forgot about the shot.
Yes.
And how many times in a film noir or whatever you've seen the top down looking through the blades as they cross.
Yeah.
So many. It never occurred to me. Have the fan break.
Right. It's such a good idea.
It's such a genius idea.
I loved it so much.
I loved it so much.
Who thinks of that? What a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Just a couple other moments that I think really matter that are more obvious. The way that we see that the cigarette is bugged is because the cigarette's in the foreground of a conversation. And also when we find out Jet's buddy, his goth buddy bounty hunter John is listening.
Yeah,
is that he's in the foreground?
He's in the foreground.
Yes,
I love the efficiency of this thing because it's shot of the cigarette.
Yes,
you hear the CEO talking.
Yes,
and it's not like filtered or anything. It doesn't hint to you that it's being recorded.
Right.
It just simply cuts to a shot of Jet holding his earpiece, and you're like, this motherfucker's listening.
Yeah. I mean, you put any intelligent film watcher probably realize something's got to be happy with that cigarette because otherwise, why did he do that?
Why did Jet wouldn't do that? Yeah.
But visually, the way we get it is again another foregrounding. So it's just a cool technique that has rich metaphorical meanings in this episode. It's not constantly used in Bebop, right? So they employed it more for this one than in previous ones, and I like that about it.
Right.
That's my thing, Abe.
Delicious and nutritious to me. Fantastic.
Yes.
I'm going to bring in one, and some people are going to hate me. People who listen to this show are going to be like, how dare he? Because I talked about this in a different episode. I think it was number 6, maybe. I talked about heist editing, and I talked about how it get woven and intersecting exposition dump. This one's even better, and I want to talk about specifically the first 8 minutes of the thing, which is that if you format exposition right, you can do everything, and it doesn't feel like exposition at all. And I call this the Ocean's 11 montage playbook.
They're so good at that.
Because Ocean's 11 does it. I would argue that in this 8-minute sequence, Bebop is even better because they're introducing also the problem.
Yep.
So it's exposition of what's going on, and it's a fairly complex thing. someone's hacking toll booths using common criminals via a website that promises you a big payout, and they're bounty hunters who are trying to find it, and the corporation isn't giving. There's a litany of things that are like in order to even understand what's going on, you have to have all this kind of hindsight. And so you're also doing that work in 8 minutes at the beginning so the episode can even start. But what I particularly love, because that's just the exposition, someone can be very efficient. The Lord of the Rings, the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where Kate Blanchett is like, so this is how things worked, and the Lord of the Way. But like, that's where Watanabe is like, nah, I'm not. I'm also going to do character stuff the whole way. And the way he accomplishes that is all three of them has struck out individually at this point. And each of them are like, let's pool our resources to see if we can get anywhere. And each has a piece of the puzzle, a literal chess piece. And the efficiency of this exposition dump gives you each of them saying how they attacked the problem. You know, as I kind of started the last segment, we have Spike punching, we have Faye poisoning, and we have Jet capturing things in a net. They're literally rock, paper, scissors. You know what I mean? Like, if you conceptualize it like that, they each kind of have a way in which they attack this problem. Or if you prefer the analogy, like one's kind of a defense type, one's like a sword type, you know, and one's like a mage or something like that. But in any case, the way in which they attacked the problem didn't yield any answers. And then we throw Ed into the mix, who is the chaotic energy of a child walking into rooms and pointing at things. And he has the right answer, or she has the right answer, which reveals their own character while they're doing that as well. And on top of the entire section, it just starts with the 3 shots and all of their questions throughout this montage, all those things that are happening, like that. And then I went here, and then I went here, and stuff like that, tells you so much about who they are and how they attack things. So I love it.
I love it.
I think it's rewatch that segment if you can and think about it.
It also puts you back in the vibe of the show. Like, it's good for vibe. Like, in the same way you mentioned Ocean's 11, and I think Ocean's 11 is really good at, like, how do you know the heist is fun? Because the way they explain it is fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tone setting thing, the way they do exposition. And Bebop is also a tone setter with exposition.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, musicality plays into a lot of this, but it's also style. Yeah. It's like you're saying, it's the efficiency of these shots. These shots are like interesting to look at. So you're hitting on all cylinders. But then on top of that, you do this structural kind of suggestion that actually informs the narrative in more ways than just exposition.
Totally.
It's, take a bow, Mr. Watanabe.
Bebop, even the bad episodes, and put that in quotes, the bad episodes of Bebop, and there's like a few that people argue, like the Cowboy one that's coming up this season.
Cowboy Funk?
Yeah, and the Mushroom Samba one.
Mushroom Hunter.
But none of them are badly crafted. Like, none of them. They're all very cleverly crafted in some way or the other.
They're run-of-the-mill episodes.
Yeah. They're just not as great as others.
It's the Western thing, right? It's like TV shows like Gunsmoke. All right, guy comes into town and he's up to no good, so our sheriff's gonna have to thwart him.
Well, I don't want to do the episode before it's time to do that episode, but it's also fun to watch when Bebop mildly changes format, how much it throws Spike off. Like, Spike's fucking pissed off that the format's changed, you know?
Yeah, he's like, what, we're supposed to be doing this shit. What's going on?
It's pretty good. It's very funny.
Especially the Ed episodes, because it's like, why? Yeah. It's like Spike is like, why? Fuck it.
Why is this happening?
You know, like,
this shouldn't. It normally works good for Spike. What the fuck? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Spike doesn't want to deal with. What do I hate, Jet? Children
and cowboys. Fucking cowboys
and women or something. I think he hates women too.
Yeah. Classic Spike.
Misogynist.
Well,
all right, cool.
I think it's time for us to carry that weight, isn't it?
Yes, sir. This is the segment where we zoom out, discuss this episode's or this session's contribution to the larger narrative, and we talk theme mainly.
Yeah.
I went second, so you go first.
Okay, I didn't have a ton this time. Bebop's pretty good in its episodic outings at deciding which character the show's about. You know what I mean? Like, I would say almost every episode is specifically one character's episode, and the rest of them have something. So this one's an Ed episode, and unlike the previous Ed episodes, it's not very zany, actually. Right? Like, it's Ed episodes, funny enough, tend to be the more complicated episodes to explain.
Well, because Ed's a hacker. Basically an animal, though, and it's hard to see her like screens are not that interesting to look at for a whole episode. So it's typically gets in it. They're folded into episodes that are like the group will have to do it together.
Right. But the fun thing about that is how every one of those episodes is fundamentally about how this group struggles to include Ed. Like, they're not trying to intentionally mistreat Ed, but they struggle to collaborate with Ed. Ed struggles to collaborate with them. That's kind of their status quo, right? Because as you said, Ed is kind of off in her own world and planet. And so it's fun to think that this is the episode where they have to let Ed help them, you know, and how disjointed it feels. That's another reason why there's so many, for instance, upside down shots, is that except for Jet, nobody on this mission seems to understand exactly what they're looking for or what they're doing or what they're going to encounter. And that's true of a lot of the Ed episodes because Ed's world is very different than theirs. Also, and you know, I don't like to spoil everything, but I assume that the audience has probably seen the whole show. It's kind of fun to think of the adults on the Bebop as kind of doing the same thing to Ed that Ed's father did to her. You know?
Neglect.
Yeah, this sort of abandonment, neglect, and then when it's convenient, they sort of check in with Ed, which has made Ed kind of a feral child. And this is one of the episodes where there's a mild reckoning for that. You know, where they kind of...
you could have solved this easier.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, narratively, it's important that Jet doesn't profit off this and instead is like, we're going to let Ed have this one. It's good for Ed.
There's a good interaction in Bebop as a whole about power and struggling with power. Like, what I like about the show is that it constantly attributes like the power cycle or the power, however power operates in reality, is that power can come from anywhere. Mm-hmm. Literally, it can come from the trash. It can come from a fridge that attacks and poisons you. You know, like, power is, like the universe, a mystery. It can come from any place, and we don't know where it's going. And people try to control things, which is kind of why we get a lot of the philosophy from the Native American characters, where they talk about like the great mystery and stuff like that. That stuff, the spiritual center of this show, really comes from anything that the universe will throw at you. Sometimes a meteor, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, that's
because
interesting.
This one, more than most, I would say that this is an installment of Bebop in the whole, in terms of like every Bebop choice is kind of inheriting this thought. But this one in particular, it's all about debris. And it's also, you were talking about like flipping reverse, like new perspectives, the idea that like, oh, there's just shit floating everywhere, the derelict ship, etc. That people, the drifting derelict souls, just literally in the ship, but also that's what Bebop is as a metaphor. These three souls that are yearning for something that they can't attribute the success, like they don't know how to get it, and is it even worth getting? So that's the only true joy that we get in most of Bebop is stuff like this episode, where it's connection, right? It's a boy playing some good chess with an old man, and they smile, That last episode, Vicious and his crusade against Spike and his lust for vengeance and death. That all matters in terms of moving the plot forward, but it's the things we do to live with, and they're things we do that kind of allow us to live with ourselves. Like, we have to wake up in the morning, we have to do this, I have to do this is my MO, my mission. But it makes that thought feel so small.
Yeah.
It makes it look like the duck's feet underwater, just constantly kicking and nothing's happening, just nonsense. Because... Or they build up in Black Dog Serenade, the drinking bird endlessly dipping its beak into the water to replenish itself. Just enough to do it one more time, which is great. It is great, and I love that aspect of Bebop. And it's also in an episode called Bohemian Rapsody. And Any Way the Wind Blows doesn't really matter to me.
Love it.
It's a great episode.
It is
I
great.
love the derelict ship idea. All these lost souls, man.
I also appreciate how Ed is kind of the only character on this ship who can connect to the past. None of the rest of them can. They're forced to confront it.
Oh yeah, always old
It's
people,
always,
AIs.
and like she's always hooked into this is what made this situation. Right? And like knows it before everyone else does. Usually that stuff's through computers, but like
it's an instinct.
Yeah, and also I don't think she's as threatened by the past. She doesn't have as much past to be threatened by.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, so like for her that's actually digging through debris as you're describing it. Specifically the debris of the past is like how she's finding meaning, where she's looking for meaning,
right.
And the rest of them they don't want to do that. You know, like
Faye does, though she would not admit it.
But it's
her
unconsciously,
arc,
yes.
As we're going to learn, is there has to be an answer of who I am out there. I can get it. And when she doesn't get the answer she likes, or it's severely mundane, she realizes that she has, cast her own shadow.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get...
It does not have
We're going to get more of that in the next episode, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just a unique thing about Ed, and it's necessary for a show about 4 people on the run from what's happened to them, for one of them to have more instinct for the meaning of the past. Because this show does believe, and it's unique for a sci-fi show, it believes that the past is the most important factor in who you're going to become.
And it's youth and the young who don't have that, who haven't battled experience in the way that we all have eventually.
Right.
Obviously, they would have the wisdom, or at least the goggles, to connect to the big picture in a way that all these other motherfuckers who are detail-oriented thinking, they have a process, trust the process. All that shit goes out of the window when it comes with Ed, because Ed's just like, obviously this is happening. This is the clear indication.
Right.
How are you blind to that? It's almost always done in that way.
Right. I would say that's one of the cool artifacts about this show not being a Western American show primarily.
Right.
Is that it's not as eager to dispose of the past as a meaningful arbiter of the future.
Yes.
Whereas American
there's
shows,
something inherently,
they struggle to do that,
there's an Eastern kind of philosophy aspect of that, or at least like if you ever watch like slice of life animes,
I do on occasion.
You got to get into free run, man. You're gonna love it.
All right. I've seen about 10 anime shows.
Ooh,
that's more than big spender.
Big spender. Somebody's an anime guy.
I mean, I don't think any of them compare to this. I think this one is leaps and bounds better. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Samurai Champloo, of course, same creator.
Yeah, same guy. Same
guy.
guy.
I liked some of Naruto and Neon Genesis.
You probably like Spy Family.
Okay.
Too.
I'll try that out. I haven't seen that.
I just like to tell you about anime because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, you love anime more than you let on. Like you're a weeb.
I love trash anime, dude. I'm a huge trash anime enjoyer.
Yeah,
it's so many aspects frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So many times, like there's this backward type of thinking that happens in every anime because every character is like OP. Like the main character is always like, I have powers, like Naruto and all that. But a lot of these trash,
very OP.
Yeah, sure. It might be the most, right?
Yeah.
But they can't interact with like a woman.
Oh, they act like insane people. Yeah,
real girl.
Yeah.
And it's just I was talking on our Discord. We have a Monday Night Movie Night, and a month ago or however long it was, a long time ago, we were talking about anime characters, and I was like, I hate it when we have scenes where it's just like, you like the girl, she clearly likes you, she's sending you all these signals. Just
ask her out.
Just fuck already. I hate this scene with all this humming and hawing and oh my lady, you're too untoward and all that bullshit. And like they rightfully responded, all of chat was like, yeah, we have that, it's called hentai. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to see him fuck, I just don't want that scene anymore. It's stuff like that. But you're absolutely right about like,
but I went and ordered all the hentai.
But I did like just absolutely flog my hog immediately after watching. No, I don't even like the romance stuff, although what's the one that I would like to, because I always got to give one.
You and Mike are really on a porn crusade these days.
I'm not on a porn crusade. I don't care about porn. I'm
right
above
now.
porn. I'm in post porn.
Oh, are you? I'm so pleased to hear that.
You know what?
I'm going to update my chart. It says Abe past porn.
Yeah. Post porn is what I'm going with.
I understand.
I gotta teach you. What's one? I just want you to watch one.
I've seen a fair bit of anime.
Yeah, but I want you to watch a trash anime.
Okay.
And like have to watch it, and you're like, there's parts I like and parts I hate. Why did Abe suggest this? Like, you're gonna watch a scene and you're like, there's nothing to like here. This is empty nonsense.
I mean, yeah,
I want you to experience that.
You know that I don't watch those kind of movies even, let alone anime, but I will watch one episode of trash if it will appease you.
My favorite is stuff that has no plot whatsoever, just slice of life. There's this campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
Okay.
The guy, I think I've talked about it on this podcast. There's a guy who basically has an Amazon like shopping list. He can order from the netherworld like apples and like a stove. Okay. And in this medieval world, everyone loses their mind because they're like, we don't have any of this. Like he gives someone a Twinkie and they're like, I will kill for you. Including this large wolf that is basically a Fenrir, a god. And he's like, oh, your cooking's good. You're mine now. You are now my chef.
You're my chef.
And every episode is the same thing. There's no arc. It's just they go out, kill some animals. He cooks the meal and they enjoy it. End of episode. Guess what the next episode is?
This is what makes me think that there will be successful AI filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the kind of thing that you could
some people
order
enjoy.
Up your own episode of whatever and
endlessly.
like enjoy it. That's what anime filmmaking can do.
It's a problem. Yeah. It's for sure a problem. But I think it's because I've spent and devoted most of my life, as you have, to like structurally everything has to make sense constantly, you know, like just like in Bebop, why does the fan break at that moment? It makes narrative sense, but it also makes thematic sense. Right. So you're all about efficiency and you're all about conflict and you're about tightening the nuts and bolts so the screenplay is perfect, that it's like there's something about watching a thing that is nonsense. There's no purpose. It's rudderless. It's inefficient as hell. I love it.
Some people love that shit. Let me ask you this question, because I'm not going to do it, but I just need to know for my own, like for my archives. Does hentai include fan fiction? Is fan fiction hentai?
Wait,
like
is fan fiction hentai? No.
Meaning,
hentai
like, do they make hentai that's fan
animated
fiction?
People fucking.
Right. But
it's
so,
porn.
Like,
it's just porn.
I understand that. So, but like, imagine I was like, I want to see the scene between Shinji in Neon Genesis and like the lady instructor or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, do they make that? Is that what happens?
I mean, I assume there is fan service. That one of the facets of anime, not hentai, but anime, is they call fan service. Fan service is a different thing to us than it is to an anime enjoyer. Okay. When we say fan service, it's giving the fans what they want. Right. You know, like Marvel fan service. Yeah. When you speak of anime, it is not that. Fan service is you're gonna watch these people fuck, or it's a scene where someone's naked and it's just a nonsense scene.
Because that's like, what the fans are demanding.
It's almost always looking at women. Although I haven't watched every anime yet.
Wow.
No, actually, I'm kind of over anime. Anime is bullshit. Oh, you would like this one, Journey Through Another World? Raising Kids While Adventuring is the name of it. That's right. That's the name of it. It's cute as hell. This guy is in a forest and he finds these two little kids.
I will watch one episode of a useless anime if you send it to me. One.
I'll send it to you.
I will watch one.
I'm going to convert you. You're going to be...
No, you won't. There's no fucking way.
Flogging your hog.
I won't. That's what it's
Just say flog your hog.
Just say the words into a microphone.
Say the words for me,
Say flog your hog
please.
into a microphone.
Dude,
I just did.
What's your name on this podcast? Space Lizard. Space Lizard? Space Lizard.
What?
You don't remember that? You don't remember Space Lizard?
Space Lizard. Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't even remember his own name.
I don't remember the bits that I do, no. Partly because that bit seems like a Maggie bit ultimately.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's involves weird tongue jokes, that's a Maggie bit. That's what she does.
Right. I love
she
that.
Loves it.
I just looked at the clock and I was like, we have like 5 minutes. Might as well just talk about whatever the hell. We're done talking about Cowboy Bebop.
I don't care if this episode goes on for hours. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. Like, I'll talk about whatever. I don't care. Whatever interests me, it's in the podcast.
Hell yeah.
So, like, I don't mind if we want to...
That makes me happy, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here with you, drifting in the chaos of the universe.
I think more than any of the other podcasters in our, like, group, I don't care if the podcast goes short or long. I don't care. I don't care if we get off topic as long as it's interesting. I don't care.
I need everything in the boxes, and
I know.
If
I like that
it's not
you.
in the box, then maybe my mom will die.
Can you?
I think is what it,
Can you imagine what would happen if we forced you to be on a podcast with me and Dave?
Like loose horse shit.
Can you? Oh well, that's all Dave and I know how to do.
I would fucking.
You'd hate it.
I would probably die of
it would blow you up.
Seizure.
Yeah.
I think I'd have a seizure on the podcast.
Do you think we'll ever do Director Piece again? Do you think like we'll ever do an episode of that show again?
I think we have some ideas kicking around.
Yeah.
Here's the thing is we had like a meeting few weeks ago.
It was
between the three
meeting.
of us.
Yeah.
And where we talked about how we can get some more of your money because we need money.
Yeah.
And so we're like, what are strategies? How can we change a little bit, change some things up, but we also don't want to discourage the fans that we do have on the Patreon.
Well, and how can we specialize a bit? Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things we're talking about is fewer shows. It's something we've been more content, but like more frame rates, or it's just more of
it's more focused shows was what we actually landed on. Yeah.
And one of the things we talked about is doing frame rates possibly, and this is all tentative. I think we did this recently in another podcast. I think it was Star Trek: The Next Futurama, where Swaim asked everybody, "Hey, do you like what I'm saying or not? Feel free." We're in that phase right now where we're fielding answers, but we'll have probably an announcement down the way in a month or two to officially see where we're going to go with it. But
this is where I'm not very helpful because I am like, we could talk about whatever.
Yeah. But we're talking about like frame rate, maybe having you and me.
Yeah.
Like we would do frame rates. It would be frame rates that are like any combination of people can do it, so it wouldn't just be me and Mike always doing frame rates. And that would kind of feel like a director piece theater, I think, like your episodes and my episodes,
especially
just a wider kind of lens where we aren't focusing on specifically movies you didn't think were smart, is director pieces arc.
I loved how hard that show was to do. It was really hard. Yeah, but I loved doing it.
Because we were sticklers for it's got to be something. It's got to be specifically a movie you didn't like. We can't just go Lawrence of Arabia. Wow.
Have you ever noticed how it's good? No.
You never noticed that it's changed filmmaking almost overnight.
Pretty good movie.
That's who cares?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Well, I do because I like Lawrence of Arabia, and this is where we're announcing our Lawrence of Arabia cast. 50 episodes on every second of Lawrence of Arabia.
My name's Lawrence. His name's Lawrence. Here we are. We're the Lawrences.
We're the Lawrences. Loads of Lawrence.
That's the name.
That's the title.
That is 100%. You can't take that back.
We got it.
All right, my man.
This is fun.
I'm going to end it just because it's almost 50 minutes now.
Sure.
Always a pleasure. Yeah. Go watch Cowboy Bebop, and that's my gift to you.
Okay.
So you can, wherever you are in your car, or if you're walking on the street, stop what you're doing right now, pump the brakes on the freeway.
Yeah.
Get out of your car. Go watch Cowboy Bebop.
And if you happen to catch some hentai, please let Abe know about it. He wants to know about the hentai.
I haven't.
He needs to know about it.
All the small beans at gmail.com.